Now what we're going to do is we're going to use one of our old Google Sheets to basically make a template that we can use in this lab and in future labs. So to start off, down here are sheets, and basically what it is it's different tabs within your main Google Sheet that you can use for different things. So here we're going to click and add a sheet, and we're going to come back here to our individual assignment, and we're going to click and drag and select some of our data. You can right click and press copy, or you can just click Control C. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to use paste special, and we're going to paste values only. This gives us our data without any other formatting. Next thing we want to make sure that we always do is right here is click and drag this little gray bar down. And what this is going to do is this is going to freeze our first row. So what this does is, like I said, it freezes. So no matter where you scroll, this row is going to stay right up here at the top. And this is really useful if you have a lot of data and things can get a little bit confusing. And the other thing that this does is this tells the Google Sheet that these are our labels. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to see what else we need. So we need our log T and our log S. Now we could copy and paste these values, but like I said, we're creating a template that's going to make our lives much easier. So right here, I'm going to write log T. What I'm going to do is equal sign, which opens up telling us that we're going to be doing a formula, and log, and that'll pop up right here. And we're going to click this cell that we're wanting to do the log of, A2, close parentheses and enter. And Google Sheets is nice and can do autofill, but let's pretend we didn't have autofill. If we wanted to replicate this formula going down, we're going to come right over here to this blue square, and we're going to click and drag, and this is going to repeat each of those formulas, but going down the line and changing to each square. Next thing we want is going to be our log S, our log of our solubility. So we can write out our title right here. Now, it would be fairly easy to type out the log S again, or the other thing we can do is we can click the blue square and drag to the right, and that's going to replicate it. And what it does is instead of doing A2, because we dragged it one to the right, it's going to get our data from one more square to the right. So it's going to get B2 right here. So we can click and drag and pull that down. Now that we have our data, we're going to bring our table over. So we're going to come back here to our main sheet. We're going to click right here on these three dots, and we're going to select Copy Chart. We're going to come over here, and we're going to press Control V. Now, one thing I'm going to show you guys real quick, so that's in case you freak out. If you do paste, it is going to tell you that you do need to use Control C and Control V. But like I said, it's just down on your keyboard, being able to do Control C and Control V. Now what we're going to do is make sure that our data is in the right range. So we're going to click these three dots and Edit Chart. And then right here, as you can see, it's telling us that it's getting this data from individual assignment. We want to be getting it from this main sheet right here. So we're going to click this box with the 4 windows in it, and we're going to select our data. Now we could just select this individual data that we're using right here, or we can click right up here on the columns, click and drag, and what it's going to do is it's going to use any of the data right here. Part of the reason why we want to do that is if in the future we're using this template to do a different Google Sheet. And let's say we had more data. Let's say we had another data point, 105 and 245. If we click and bring this in, as you can see over here on our table, it automatically plotted that new point. And that's going to make our lives much easier. Also, another thing, if you ever need to get rid of a row, you can right click and click Delete Row, and that'll get rid of it. And as you can see, it automatically updated our table. One last thing that we always want to make sure that we do is rename this sheet. So we're going to right click and rename, and we're going to name it so that way we know what's in this sheet. So I'm going to call this one log underscore log. Now you'll notice that I used underscore instead of a space. This is going to make our lives much easier later on whenever we're doing fancy things with the sheets. And we select enter, and now it's been renamed.